What is going on, everybody? How are you all doing out there? Welcome to VBC 7. We are back. We've got the defending champion, Bero, man. Came in, beat Andrew the Rough, who beat FinTech, going up against none other than Battlegrounds Brawl contestant in Vancouver, Pepe. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna do a best of 9. I'm gonna switch the screen right now. You can see both the competitors are getting set up. They're probably doing some warm-up matches, that sort of thing. They're gonna go live in about 10 minutes. So of course, I'll keep that refreshed. If they start early, we're gonna cover it. If they start a little bit late, we're gonna cover it. And as Truth Comic is pointing out, it is not an MCoC stream if you're not a few minutes late. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, it feels like it has been a minute. Life has been busy, but in a good way. Don't send me those thoughts and prayers. Save them for people who need them. I've just been really insanely busy with work and family. Really fortunate for that. What is up, Tobias? Mr. Tom Jarvis. What's up, dude? Jacob, how you doing? Pablo. Potato Maximus. How are you all doing? This is the node. This is the set these guys are going to be playing. It's a bit controversial. Not everyone loves it. I'm even aware that some of the best Battlegrounds players in MCoC, they're not doing it this season. They're not doing it. Kabam, buff those rewards. I talked about that in my State of the Game video. I believe I made a lot of sense. I believe I am correct. And I think the facts back me up. Buff those rewards. Get these guys playing. I want them. I love doing the VBC, of course. But I want to see him playing. I want to see it. Literally me, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that. This is the nodes we'll be playing. Fates are sealed when the attacker activates a special attack. Both champions are passively fate sealed for 7.5 seconds. There's this placebo, right? This is part of what makes it so difficult. This is why we're seeing the champions gain all of that power. We're seeing SP3s. This is in combination with the Spite. Special one bias, right? I really like it for this node set. To be honest, I actually enjoy this node set. I think it kind of helps players like me, though, to be honest. And the special 2, I would never want to see these in a non-power gain meta. It sucks, like when I'm fighting Nick Fury and I don't want him throwing his special 1. He throws it anyway. So you can really, really feel it. Also, additionally, and I think it was really cool that we ended up with Pepe as a competitor today. Pepe actually did a really great video saying he kind of likes this meta. He enjoys it. He thinks there's some strategy involved. You can use some champions that are they're basically like, Kate Bishop, right? It's not a full taunt, but she is manipulating the defender, let's call it, to throw their specials. I want to see that play out. We've got two of the best strategies. We've got two of the best strategies. You know what? Screw it. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Let's run with strategies. That's a new word we're making up today. We're going with it. We're running with it in the game. That's why they're always so consistently high, right? Bero consistently Celestial 1 or 2. Pepe consistently in the top 10 Celestial. I'm pumped up for it. We've got our first donation coming from Scott Block. Thank you so much. Wow, full 5. I'm going to wait to put that up. I'm going to transition back to the VBC board. That way it's up there for the whole time. What's up, Stink? Joe Mom, what's up, dude? I'm so glad you can make it. What's up, Nick Flex? How you doing, buddy? Saying hello to Truth Comic. I'm a big fan of Truth. And Potato Max with buff those rewards. You know what? It just in full transparency, I believe they're doing it. I believe they're doing it. I can't tell you when exactly, not because it's like NDA'd or something like that. Like literally, I just don't know. You try to predict exactly when Kabam's going to do something, yeah, and you'll see that you have better luck at the horse races. But their track record the last few years leads me to believe they want to buff the rewards. They will buff the rewards. They're going to get that done. Also, make sure you support these competitors. Both of them, I think, actually have larger channels than mine. So chances are you're already subscribed to them. You know how great they are. But in case you don't, if you're not aware of Bero and Pepe, go subscribe, hit like, tell them I said hello, and not good luck. That's bad luck. But tell them I said that I hope they kick ass today. And make sure you do that. Hey, OG Highline, what's up, dude? Man, I thought I was going to get to see you at the Austin meetup, man. What happened? Obviously, you can DM me that because I have a feeling, I know you were excited about it. I was pumped up to meet you. We had so much fun. I'm going to have to go back to Austin so I can meet you. I think that is the only possible solution to this problem that we now find ourselves in is going back so that I can do this and meet you. And we had an absolute blast. My intention is to get that video out on Thanksgiving, which, if for those not in the US, is actually on Thursday. It just feels fitting. I know what the rest of my week looks like, though, because it's a short work week. I got to get a lot of work done, and I'm choosing to do things like this. So we'll see if we can get that done. I'm going to jump over to the other screen so we can get the donation on the board, and also make sure we don't miss a second of Pepe and Bero, man. Let me get this dono up there. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Where did I put this? So let me know. How are you all enjoying this meta? I personally really like it. I know that is not the norm, though. I know that is not the norm. But metas like this that can kind of screw with people a little bit, I personally find great. I tend to engage in them and work with them well. It helps a player like me. Like, I was actually having a really good conversation with some really high tier players recently. And I was talking about how, like, I think Mysterium is this interesting collection of player sets. It's not a lot, but there are quite a few players that I like myself, where we have larger rosters, right? You know me, we don't hide the ball. A lot of you have told me you play a drinking game for every time I say that. Please don't do that. Have fun, drink responsibly. I say hide the ball way too much. And there's a lot of players like me where we know how to play the game. We understand how it works. We understand the champions and how they interact and all these things. But the actual physical skills of, like, nailing every dex, every evade, those sorts of things just aren't to the level of your, like, top 100 players in the game. They just aren't. I'm very comfortable with that idea. As a result, when you face us, though, often our rosters are massive. Draft RNG may totally go against you. And then we play like the best we possibly can play. And that's tough. That is a tough matchup. I'm aware of why it's called the Mysterium Demon. I'm aware of called Mysterium Demon. And it's just a best of one. It's not like this where we're going to do a full best of 9. Eric, Sai, what's up, man? How you doing? OG Highland breaks my heart. Wife came down. Oh, but dude. All right. Well, good man, good husband. Priorities in the right place. Stay home. Take care of the kid. Take care of your wife. We will meet one day, and it will be glorious. It will be glorious. Where in the US are you from? You're in the Northeast. I am in the West. I actually live in San Francisco. I've lived in California my whole life except for 2 years. For two quick years, I lived outside of Philadelphia. Loved it. Loved that whole area. In my next life, I will definitely try to move around quite a bit more. But yeah, I've been really fortunate. I've lived in coastal Southern California almost, a good portion of my life, like basically about 60, 70% of it. And then about the last 10, 12 years in Northern California and San Francisco. Go, Bero, go. Bero's got his fans. Bero's got his fans. How is that poll looking, by the way? You know what? Right now, Pepe is in the lead. Pepe is in the lead. Pepe is excellent, and it is tough to defend. It is tough to defend. We have not had a champion defend their title successfully yet. I'll play that drink game and still manage to make it responsible. TJ, as someone who's had a few drinks with you now, my friend, which was wonderful to meet you, dude. Right? And Eric, right back there, you two on that one. But someone who's had a few drinks with TJ, my man can hold his liquor. My man can hold his liquor. Tobias, what's up, dude? Same. Tobias is writing same. I hope it's not to that drinking game, man. You all let me know that you were doing that, and now I can't have that on my head. I can't have that sort of thing going through my mind when I'm doing videos. Mysterium melon? Truth. I like demon. I'd rather be a demon than a melon. Melon's like, when you want to say a bad word, when you're trying to insult someone, you're like, you're such a stupid melon. Like, I think that's what comes out, right? Because you're like, people are watching. I probably shouldn't say the bad word. Don't worry, I'm going to switch side in a few. I want 9 rounds. That's the other thing, man. Joseph's hitting something right. We have not had a matchup go the best of 9. We've had FinTech, Andrew the Rough, and Bero Man, and not a single one of these has gone the best of 9. In fact, they haven't even gone to round 8. Again, just shows you the skills and the RNG that can go into this. The competitors are asking me a question, so I'm going to be quiet here for a second. There's been some loading issues apparently this season, so we're trying to get ahead of that. Hopefully, we have no issues when you're running a tournament or a matchup like this. You just never want to see him. You never want to see him in general, of course, but you never want to see him. Did Nick 136? Nick has not participated in this new version of the VBC, but yes, Nick was. I mean, I loved all the competitors, to be honest. When we were doing those big 48 summoner tournaments with the pool play, kind of like the World Cup, Nick was one of the contestants. Always did extremely well, despite having a smaller roster. Yep. Accelerate. What's up, buddy? You met TJ? I did meet TJ. I did. He's awesome. He's as awesome as you think he's going to be. Like, no joke. And I'm okay talking a little bit here on this because I can see this competitors are oh, Pepe's not on his regular channel. Okay. Just a minute. I'm going to go. Let's see here. How are we going to do this? Pepe's letting me know that he's not actually on his regular channel. So let me look for this. Going to be quiet here for a minute. All right, I think I found Pepe. Yeah, we found Pepe. All right, guys. I'm just going to be quiet here for a minute while I get these screens set up. I obviously want to make sure we don't miss any of the action. And let's get him to the best video quality we can. I know some of you have been asking me to do my videos in high definition. I have been trying. I think I figured out what the issue is. I know that I want to, I have the ability to record in the highest possible. So I think it had to do with YouTube. YouTube was kind of like minimizing it or something like that. All right, so Pepe looks set up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Bero man side of things. Refresh this. Bero. Okay, Bero's not quite live just yet. If you happen to see that Bero's live, let me know. Shout it out. Sometimes even the YouTube refresh thing. I swear, if Google can make enough money, I really think they'd be able to produce a really solid product for us all. I just would really love to see that. They just, a small little company like that, they're really working through some of the kinks. Let's go back to the chat. Laser, what's up, buddy? Probably my favorite meta was the Armor Bird one. I love when you tactically do less bad. Yeah, essentially that, Pablo. Like, it really leans into my whole, win ugly. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy playing that way. When it's the pure nukes, I can do okay because my roster is large. And like I said, I understand the game. I understand a lot of the interactions, things like that. But it's the deck scene. It's like the pushing Onslaught to his SP2. I still don't have that down, even though I have the SB1 down. And so these players that are just more skilled than me often kick my ass. But if I can get them to play dirty, kind of play ugly, not dirty, if I can get them to play ugly, every once in a while I can steal one from them. I can steal a matchup from them. Hey, there's Nick right there. What's up, dude? Thanks for being here, bud. Okay, TJ just explained he went to the meetup. Vega, who should I R3 next? Dupe, Domino, or unbuff, undupe Bullseye? BG's focus more. You know what? See what some of these BG players are going to tell you. I personally, the way things are now, would probably go with Domino. Domino, even when they continue to produce counters to her, people still talk about wanting Domino counters. Of course, people still want Bullseye counters. Don't get me wrong. I think you're choosing between two great champions. My Bullseye is rank 3, unduped, and does great for me. The thing is, I've shown, TJ right there in the chat has shown multiple times, Weapon X is phenomenal. Phenomenal for Bullseye. Sinister, who more and more people are now going to have, is 7 stars. I've had mine at 7-star rank 3 for a while. I did that, you know, for YouTube reasons to get that out there for everybody because I thought I'd be able to recoup the spending I did, and it definitely did. He's phenomenal. He's great for Bullseye. So, and they're always in decks, right? And they're both dual threat champions, which for me are easier to draft, they're easier to place, and they're easier to rank. So I would probably lean towards the domino side of that, as odd as that feels. But curious what other Battlegrounds players think is there too. I mean, she's a dual threat. You can use her offensive. You can Bullseye as well, but he's often not going to be that fast. I used to do that when you started those matches. Stop, but now I am back. Are you talking about the drinking game, bud? Bero's live now. Thank you, TJ. I want to make sure we don't miss a single thing here with these guys. Why doesn't it show up, man? This always annoys me. There we go. All right, guys. Again, I'm going to get quiet here for a minute. I think Bero does run a bit of a stream delay, so I will get their streams lined up as soon as I possibly can. Right now, I'm just going to focus on getting the boxes correct so we don't miss any of the action. Pepe's got the face cam going. I love it. Love to see it. Love to see the emotion, the celebration, and also the agony. He's going up against Bero, man. So even if Pepe does pull off the upset, I think there's going to be some agony for that young man today. I think there's definitely going to be some agony. I've seen Bero do it too many times. All right, let's get that going. Bero's got the logo. Always amazed at how Bero is able to... I know he doesn't do voice, but if you haven't attended one of his streams, I highly suggest it because he actually answers questions. He types, which would be even harder for me, but he's able to pull it off. It's pretty incredible. It's pretty amazing and definitely impressive to see. All right, so Pepe is getting this started. I will pause Pepe's stream until... Oh, shoot. Pepe doesn't run the ability to pause it. I was unaware of that. We might not be able to line them up, and I apologize for that. I did not, because I don't watch Pepe on this channel. I subscribe and watch him on his other one. I was not aware of this. I don't know, maybe we were. It may have all been for naught. Let's see. Abdo, what's up, buddy? Trevor, what's up, dude? Great meeting you, although we've met before. I think you actually have the highest attendance rate of all my meetups. I think you're 66%, dude. Yeah, I was able to pause Pepe, so that's good. But is Bero's not... No, Bero's is live. I see it moving. Bero thought it was going to be about 25-second delay, and it is feeling longer than that. Am I on the wrong Pepe stream? Oh, Pepe is... If anyone is aware of what's going on, is Pepe... Am I on the wrong Pepe stream, or is Pepe doing a warm-up match? I'm way behind in Pepe's stream. For those who are just tuning in, Pepe threw me a curveball at the last second, and I did not know he was going to stream on this channel. All right, we didn't miss any action, so that's good. Let me check in, see if they're trying to message me. No, I think we're just waiting for Bero to invite. It looks like it has started. Let's go. It's game time. Thank you, JJ. I appreciate the help. Thanks for being here, too. All right, so now we will pause Pepe until they are about lined up. And cool. Woo! Crisis averted. We had our first crisis, and we've already solved it together. They say living through a crisis together can really bring people together. Let's see if that happens for us. We may have just created community, folks. That might be how that happens. You might have just witnessed it live. In fact, you participated in it. Ghost Dog, what is up? Old Man Easy. More people I just enjoyed meeting. All right, let's go. Let's check out. Let's see these bands. I will adjust the screens later, although I think we're seeing them here. I think they're probably playing on different devices. Pepe does not want to see that serpent. He's getting rid of the bullseye. So going back to the question earlier about how good of a defender is bullseye, I think you're seeing it. But then literally to the essence of the question, we're seeing Domino banned on the other side. Pepe doesn't want to deal with Domino, doesn't want to deal with Cork, does not want to deal with Atuma. Haven't had a chance to fully analyze his deck, but I think, I think it's shouting out. Part of the strategy there is don't want to deal with those damage back mechanics. Or also in this meta, your science champions might not be quite as strong. Let's see if he has a Nefaria, who I think is enhanced quite a bit in this meta. I'm a fan of Nefaria. We'll talk about that more in some future videos. There's some things about him, though, that just aren't lining up that great for me personally. So we'll see. Spider-Man's, the wizard one, the wizard Spider-Man, Spider Supreme, is one of those champions that's been greatly enhanced by this meta. Let's see how that plays out. Can be used defensively or offensively. Iron Man Infinity War has been my top defender for me. I'm currently in Mysterium 2. He causes massive, massive problems. Although someone did use a 6-star rank 5, not enhanced, but you guys know what I mean, Red Guardian to absolutely destroy him, and I do not think it was mods. I don't think it was mods, but aside from that, he's been phenomenal. We see Nefaria drafted on the other side. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that play out. How he deals with, possibly deals with the power gain once he's in his, I think it's called Ionic Overcharge. TJ in the chat is an incredibly smart and skilled player, one of the pretty early on Illuminati members, if not one of the original ones. Big fan of Nefaria. Curious on your thoughts on how that's going to play out, TJ. In fact, TJ, if I know if you want to join call and co-host, dude, you obviously are welcome to. You have your lifetime savings on Pepe. Would you mind letting me know which book took that bet? I might be wanting to contact them to place my own soon. Although they probably wouldn't let me place any bets. Trevor, this is Spite. Yep. You're still in the victory track? Yeah. What's up, him? Oh, absolutely, TJ. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, obviously that's just a bit of a gameplay error there on Barrowman's side, but you're going to see him stack those Spider Seal buffs, and then when he throws that special, the fireworks should happen. Man-Thing is a very difficult defender on this side. Titania being buff immune will obviously help. Probably very unlikely to send him to his special 3. But watch this on the left side as Bero gets close to his SP2. He's doing a great job of evading onslaught specials. Probably was already good at that. The 60 frames per second may have helped out. And I don't know if he got pushed to a special 3 on accident or if that is intentional. I'm sure with Bero, it's probably intentional, and we or I will learn something new here. Nope. There it was. The big special 3. I thought he would do it off his special 2. And Pepe does get the win, able to stay at a higher health pool. So that's the big difference. That initial small gameplay error on Bero's side ends up making the difference as Pepe takes that first game. I will continue to try to line them up well, but I think this is about as close as we're going to get for now. What's up, Matt? How you doing, bud? Oh, they are back, Matt. They are back. We've had 3 of them. I'm already working on setting up 4, but I need to know who wins this one first. Because depending on how this goes, we will cook up something pretty cool. Pretty cool either way. Bero wins, it's going to be fire. If Pepe wins, also going to be fire. It's just a matter of which direction do we head with who matches next. This Kate versus Photon matchup, I am particularly interested. I'm actually very interested in both of these. I was telling you, Iron Man Infinity War has been by far my best defender this meta. While that's probably my deck construction and the way I play. Curious how Nefaria handles him. And then on this side, I think we're all going to learn a little lesson on how to take this with Kate. The power flood there that you see happening has been an issue for me on my own side. Bero will probably show us exactly how to get that done. And then on this side, you're seeing Nefaria doing the thing. Now, if I remember correctly, Iron Man Infinity War, though, has some of his attacks cannot be evaded. So he's got to play around that a little bit, and with Nefaria wanting to do the evades. So far, so good. He's playing it pretty conservatively. And Bero's, he's flirting with danger there. Nice job of giving Photon the ability to throw her special, letting the node kick in with its special biases. And just very, very typical of Bero. Very great tactical play. Super smart, super patient, knowing when to go in and get his damage going. This feels like a pretty ideal matchup on both sides. Bero's starting to have his health bar chipped down, and that may end up being the difference. The tankiness of Nefaria. Let's see how Nefaria handles that danger zone, though, with Iron Man Infinity War. He isn't at that 15% yet. The power gain has not kicked in. Let's see how that goes. Coming in for the special 2. Ticking, ticking, ticking. Still has the health pool advantage. Great job of pulling back by Pepe. He needs that to... Oh, he does. All right. Pepe pulls it off. 2-0. 2-0. Not expecting that start. Pepe's got to be feeling good. All right. So Pepe takes the first set. 2-0. Just getting started, though. Just getting started. Bero missed the cold snap pause by a frame. That's a very tough matchup, in my opinion, Pablo. I have struggled with it. Bero obviously pulled it off better than I do, but I really struggled with it just because of the power flood. It kicks in, and then you find yourself just like trying to manage Photon's charges so she doesn't go into pure light, and also ensuring she doesn't get to her special 3. It can get incredibly complicated, and while that's all happening, you just start taking chip damage. Bero obviously handled it great. Pepe just did a phenomenal job on the other side. Chef Pepe is him. He really is. He, you know, I used the term for Spider Ham when Spider Ham first came out, right? He was like this kind of like laughing, fun, very friendly looking character. He's a comic, right? And I was like, this guy's a stone cold killer. He will kill you while smiling and laughing, and maybe even tells you a joke and you're laughing at it. And the next thing you realize you're dead. This is a stone cold killer. I think that's Pepe. I've met him. I've seen him on stage. I watch his streams. He's a heck of an entertainer. But I've also just watched him systematically dismantle people in Battlegrounds. The guy does not mess around. This is it. I mean, this is awesome. I love getting to watch these guys participate and compete against each other. It looks like there's a little bit of a dust up over the amount of British people that are allowed in the chat at one time. Guys, you got to let the Brits come in and do their thing, okay? As long as they're being nice to everybody, they are allowed to be here. Joseph cheering on Bero. Thank you, Joseph. Someone cheering for the best of 9. Let's keep this even up the whole time. Pepe is definitely a reflection on Spider-Man. I think so, too. I just don't know if he would find that to be a compliment as it is intended. I believe the band stayed the same on the Bero side, and I will admit I did not see them on Pepe's side. We're seeing Sorcerer Spidey being drafted by Bero, and I just now am aware that I believe we have been joined for some co-hosting duties by none other than my great friend, Daddy Longlegs. What's up, buddy? Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, no problem. Won't be here for too long. But...
Yeah, that's great. I appreciate you stopping by, though. If, everyone, let me know if you can hear him well. DL's got one of them great voices for broadcasting. Make sure you can hear him.
Thanks, man. Yeah, the pop-up on the screen is really helping there. I like the belt, too. That's a very cool display.
Thank you. I will admit that I took about 15 minutes extra to design that myself this morning, and I felt like it was a worthy use of time, but having someone else recognize it just makes it all feel that much better.
Heck yeah.
All right, we're about to see the power of Spider Ham. I just analogized Pepe to Spider Ham, and now we get to see him use it. Let's see if he's gonna. Yeah, he's already gone to special 3. He's got to get his spider nonsense up, and that will help him tank a little bit. But he's still going to take some damage.
Has anyone tried? Can the Fate Seal from this tactic glance?
That I don't know. Here's something I'm sure you know. Spidey Sorcerer better than I do. Bero's going to a special 3, and he's having a lot of success with it. I thought it would be the special 2 that people would be using.
I would have expected that as well, but I know when you throw the special 3, you get Power Steal, and so maybe the idea is that you have to then... I mean, no, because Power Steal would just get you to another special, right?
Yeah, and so that's the second time he's decimated the health pool of the defender with the special 3. So Bero's very tactical, though. Like, watching enough of his streams and having him compete in this and seeing this, I don't want to say he's a safe player. No, I think he's not a cautious player, but he is safe. He's consistent. And so I'm wondering if that's part of what it is. Like, in case SB2 doesn't kill, but I think that, I don't know.
Yeah, that one does confuse me because I would expect, like, the special 2 does a lot of its damage through block, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that you need the special 2. And I don't think the special 3 gets a... Oh, wait. Did he get a perfect result on the minigame?
I don't know. I assume so because it's Bero, but I don't know.
I don't even know what the timing on that would be.
You know, Accelerate,
I don't know if that works.
Who is an extremely good player, is saying the SB2 or 3 kills anyways, but it's about having the charges. So maybe it's just a matter of him making sure he has enough charges to get the win.
I could see that, but what I was thinking is, and again, I don't know if the timing actually works out here, but it is possible that what the idea was is the special 3 minigame is not a modification to your special attack multiplier. It is actually an attack modification. It's similar to, like, if you had a 20% boost for just that one hit.
Oh.
And so if that applies to the damage Spidey deals on Fate Seal, which I think it might, then you can potentially do 20% more damage with the special 3 than with the special 2, and that's worth it.
All right. Yeah, and it seems like Laser, Liam, other people who maybe are a little more experienced with Spidey Supreme than I am are kind of explaining it too. What you all are saying are all kind of creating a picture of the explanation there. So we have our first, this is the second game set. Yeah, set. This is our second set, and it's actually tied up 1-1. You know, Bero, man, I don't think if Bero goes down 2-0 here, he's really, like, worried. That's my sense on the man. But you don't want to go down 2-0 to Pepe. So I think this is a big one for Bero here.
What's the Fate Seal node called again? Is it the Arena of Fate or something?
That I don't remember. Or, like, our fates are sealed, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the power steal coming in, but then he takes the SB2. I don't think he was expecting it, being Pepe.
I do think the Fate Seal can glance looking at this. Because as a reminder, like Pablo said, it applies on activation. On activation effects can fail, right? Can glance if you activate right as you're landing a hit.
You know, out of curiosity, buddy, is the stream down on your side?
Yeah, I just was about to say something.
Is it my stream or is it like YouTube or something?
I still see you speaking.
Yeah, that's what's weird. I still
and
see
me.
you too. Yeah.
So it looks like it might be YouTube delivering their video.
But it's weird because it's happening on my OBS as well.
Oh, it might be OBS. Everybody's saying they can hear us, but the video is down. Bero's stream is still active. Okay, it might be an OBS thing.
You know what? I think it actually might be my computer.
Oh, that's not fun.
No, I apologize, everyone. We'll do our best to get this solved as quickly as possible. But they're saying they can hear us or they cannot.
They can.
Okay, this makes no sense then at all. This makes no sense. What the heck just happened? How about now, guys? Is the stream back?
Yes. Yeah, it is back.
Oh, weird. Apologize for that, guys. I have it almost. I have no clue what happened. I have no ability to explain it because parts of my computer were still responsive and working, and as real. I mean, you could even hear us. But on the other side, things were just absolutely frozen and unresponsive. Bero did win, right? Is that what we decided?
Yes, because Pepe had an unfortunate onslaught special intercept. That much I saw.
You know, was anyone watching directly Pepe's stream? It felt like all of it was Pepe's stream freezing. And then I don't know how to explain it. That was very strange. I'm not going to worry about it. I guess let's just focus on what's going on. Stream is back, just out of sync. Okay, so we're going to probably have to pause. I'm going to have to catch up on Pepe's side, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I will have to pause Pepe's side to line them back up again. I'm glad you were here because seeing the visual representation of you talking was what let me know that everything wasn't all messed up. Like some things were still working.
Yeah.
Aiden, Bero runs a slight stream delay, and so I actually can't catch up on his side. It has to be on the others. It has to be via pausing on Pepe's side. Good question, though. Oh, and I think we got a question a few minutes ago. This is DLL, Daddy Longlegs, great YouTube channel, and also a designer of some pretty awesome champions on call right now.
Thank you. I should change my Discord name.
Yeah, I realized when I got the question, I was like, "Oh, what an unusual question," and then I realized why it was probably being asked.
I mean, I'm probably going to change it to something Thanos related, but still.
Yeah, I mean, have some fun. For people who are now wondering, are you at liberty to explain why you would change it to something Thanos related?
I have been public with, my next champion's Deathless Thanos.
Nice. Looking forward to that.
Me too.
All right, we are almost all caught up. Audio getting choppy. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. I apologize. We'll just do our best. I hope you can enjoy what we are able to produce today. But thank you for letting me know, because if something comes up we can fix, I will.
Hey, Trevor, how's it going? Yeah, I did do the Luke buff.
Did I literally pause too long? I did.
Just unpause for the correct amount.
Yeah, we'll have to just try to line it up next time.
For sure.
They're only like 2 seconds off, so it's not too bad. I'm going to see if Bero uses the SB3 trick with Titania to cancel out Nick's second life. I'm sure he will. But he's got to be aware, because he's done it himself, how quickly this is going to go on Pepe's side.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if Pepe also works to 18 before throwing a special. That made a lot of sense, what everyone was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Interesting. I wonder if he's not as experienced in this fight, or why? Because he did not wait for 18, and we're seeing the results of it.
Yeah. And like, it's worth noting that like 18 probably isn't a magic number for everyone, right? Because different characters have different health pools.
Yeah.
But if that detonation there had done 20% more damage, like we talked about with the special 3, then that's a win.
Yeah.
So I am seeing the value of the special 3 if you can consistently get the minigame.
Hey guys, I appreciate the questions directly for DLL, and I almost didn't like fully introduce him for that reason. We're going to focus on the BG's match. In between, if we get a moment, maybe DLL answer a question or two for us quickly. But also, you could go subscribe to his channel, maybe even become a member, and ask him some questions. It's just an idea. I'm throwing that out there for those who are interested in that sort of thing. Is that the real Kabam Crash? If someone could confirm that for me, I'd appreciate it. If you are an imposter, you have chosen a wonderful man to be an imposter for. I love Crashed. Both matchups I'm actually not that familiar with. Really excited to see them both go here. Pepe's doing a great, or not Pepe, Bero's doing a great job of managing the power here on this side. Or won't Black Cat at some point just turn that off? Or is it not like a defensive ability accuracy?
No. You can't mess directly with Spite.
No, I think he kind of did. Or... That was weird. Did you see the power flood go down at some point? But he still had the placebos.
I was about to say, because I thought that Spite would probably be protected, I was going to say Black Cat could turn off the Fate Seal, which would actually work against her, because it's, again, for sure a passive, and as we talked about, defensive ability accuracy reduction, like glancing, like offensive ability accuracy reduction, can mess with on special activate passives if you line it up properly. My guess is, and I'm going to go look, is that Spite is constantly turning off and on. And if you're lucky and line it up perfectly, you can temporarily turn it off with this stuff. Yep. So you have to be literally landing a hit as a new buff applies.
So that's why we saw placebo stay on, but Spite go down for a split second.
Right. And then the next time a buff showed up, which I think was when she decks, it came back.
All right. The person that's possibly impersonating Crash tells me that it is indeed Crash, so I know they wouldn't lie. I'm just going to believe them. I think thanks for being here, but it's kind of explaining, I think, a little bit of what DLL was explaining too. T. Jarvis explaining. Shibby, what's up, buddy? Great to see Shibby anytime.
Oh, is the placebo also on hit? Is it deja vu? I haven't played in GC yet, but that would explain it, because then you can reliably make sure that if there's a buff showing up on hit.
Okay,
That's interesting.
I did. I'm going to try to line them up again. This might have been one of those things where it's like they really weren't that bad. So I will pause Pepe's. I do see a shift in the bans. Iron Man Infinity War is now gone.
He is annoying.
He is. I was saying earlier, now some of it's probably deck construction, the way I play and things. He's been my best defender, my most consistent defender, and I've been mainly in Mysterium 1 through 3 throughout this Gladiator circuit.
Yeah.
I
have a rank 3 as well, and he's quite good.
He's just so good, and I think a lot of folks just don't have a bunch of counters. I'm not even sure there are that many great counters to him. And so he's just one of those ones that he's one of the champions I currently feel confident drafting early. That like someone
sounds like an interesting opportunity for a cosmic attacker.
I mean, if you know someone who does that sort of thing. And Old Man Easy is pointing out the thing is like, yeah, this meta is not that kind of cosmic champions in general. So absolutely true. Absolutely true.
So I just found out something interesting. I'm going to ask the chat, because we have some very smart people here. I found out something about the spite node that is not in its description. Does anyone know what I found? Because it would be observable.
All right, here we go. So Bero did this earlier. I was talking about how I have actually really struggled with this matchup. The Power Flood, Spite, managing Photon's charges just becomes a bit more than I can do and pull off a great result. Bero did pretty well, but what happens is you start taking that chip damage because you're trying to manage it all. I want to see how he's able to do this time. It does a nice job of punishing that SP1. It really is important. I've done this matchup myself many times, and you can end up in this cycle where Korg just is able to constantly throw SP1s at you. And there it is. It's. We'll see if Bero continues to try that matchup and stick with it, or if he decides he needs to find another counter. Just Photon in this meta, really, really tough. I've seen people do well with like a Titania or another buff immune, but I'm not surprised to see even a player of Bero's caliber have a little bit of difficulty with that.
So the funny thing is, I think there's two things. One, I don't think it's 18% of a bar. I think it's actually significantly less, which is funny. Because that means that the description is inaccurate, but in the player's favor. But Misery came closest. Right. It's not always the same amount. And I'm sorry, I'll leave it there.
No. It's not about that. It's let's see if Pepe changes his strategy a little bit. He didn't wait for, various reasons that we're speculating on for those 18 charges. Oh, and then takes a shot right away from Onslaught.
Oh, I'm a little bit behind. Yeah, that was a brutal light intercept.
Oh, I can share screen. After this matchup, I'll share screen so you can see. And Bero's doing a great job over here. For those who are not familiar, it's been a bit since Penny was first introduced to the game. She is a strong counter to Nick Fury, more or less turning off his second life. Pepe's fight is done, but he lost a lot of health. So if Pepe can come out of this with a reasonable amount of health, I think he's going to take it. Could be right here after the special 2.
Yeah, let's see if Nick's rude. And if these are incinerates are enough. I think they will be.
That was a nice punish on Bero's part to finish that off. He doesn't know it, but I think that may have been... He may have been okay even without that punish there at the end. But that was big to confirming it. All right. Let me try to share that screen for you, bud. Sorry.
Yeah. It is not distance related, TJ. And funnily enough, the thing it's not telling you is also player beneficial. This node is technically like bugged in 2 different kind ways. That's super funny.
We got class disadvantage, also 6-star going up against a 7 Killmonger. I don't think this is the ideal matchup, but probably just the best Bero could put together with what he had. And then Spider-Man Stark Enhanced, gonna have to deal with Spite, so far playing excellently in the corner. Oh. That's the thing with Red Guardian, is the damage will come fast.
Mm-hmm. And then can you get another crit in?
Yeah.
Before
Bero
Killmonger does that.
And that's gonna be it. That's it right there. Are we on our way to a best of 9? I hope we are.
Counterpunch is an underrated defensive threat.
So since we have a second here in between the sets, do the designers, or does anyone at Kabam, let's make it really, really broad, to make this as possible for you to answer as possible. Does anyone at Kabam ever like feel a level of, that you're aware of like happiness or excitement that a champion as old as Killmonger is still like a powerful, present, meta-relevant champion?
So, yes to the general thought, right? It is an absolute gift in certain senses that, like, if you're building a tech champion, you can make sure that they have a certain amount of value just by making them a domino counter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those old enduring defenders, Thing, Korg, Killmonger to some extent, Domino, them being enduring is good for the game. But Killmonger specifically being enduring is really annoying because, as Niv put it, he uses a skill trigger when inflicted with a debuff.
Yeah.
To gain a mystic benefit that is turned off by a cosmic ability. And that is so tilting.
You know, I have the solution to the frustration there, I think. Is it just give them the universal class designation, and you know, I think all is solved, because it'll be logical. It'll make sense at this point. What's up? Hey, Jay Wilt here. Speaking of amazing Battlegrounds players, what's up, buddy? Thanks so much for being here. R3 Sig 200 helps. Wally, that's a great point. That is a great point. Yes, being ranked 3 Sig 200 helps for almost every champion, but definitely helps for Killmonger too.
So I will spoil it a bit on Spite. So I think Spite is giving about a third as much power as it should be overall. And then what I found was it's giving half that when the opponent is above 2 bars. So whoever built it, the point was clearly to get the opponent to throw more special 1s and 2s, not special 3s.
Almost like whoever built it knew what they were doing. But that's not the point for now. It's TJ is making a great comment. Literally, the what if Killmonger with the Infinity Gauntlet. I love it, TJ. I love it. Now,
that was a fun storyline.
Pepe has moved to banning. I always get the ban sides mixed up, guys, because I'm looking at 2 screens just like you are.
It's tough.
And Okay, I was worried we had another freeze. Pepe was holding very still. Pepe was basically being Drax for like 2 seconds, and I thought we had another freeze on the screen. Is Pepe moved to banning Iron Man Infinity War. Now, I was talking about that since like the very first game of this whole matchup. He won that round. I think let's keep an eye on how pivotal that might end up being here. I'm also surprised to see Maestro still. Is he Fate Seal immune? And I've just somehow...
He's not.
Okay.
There's just the glancing issue we talked about. You have to be able to throw a special kind of into the ether.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, and if you've got a rank 3 Maestro... and Bero, you know, he's one of those players who does a ton without having a monstrous deck. And so I think, you know, you got a rank 3 champion that's a grid defender, you're going to use him.
Yup.
This one's always... Oh, was there... I thought Nick Fury was the defender. Obviously, I was wrong, but I thought Nick Fury was the defender in Pepe's matchup. Obviously, that's not correct.
May have changed just recently. So I have a question. Well, you know what? Maybe I should save it for after we're done with this match.
Yeah. If you got time, let's
I'll
do
bring
that.
it back to you.
Bero's managing the power on that side of the screen extremely well.
Shuri's block pen is so annoying.
Yeah. She's good, man. I mean, I know you know that. It's just she's one of the few champions that still gets comments from me on why you have her so highly rated.
Yeah.
Great patience on Pepe's part there.
Mm-hmm. But like purely her special animations and the block pen stat focus cost Pepe like 2,500 points there.
Yeah.
It came close to mattering.
It did. I was wondering if it was going to end up mattering or, you know, making the difference.
Yeah. That is close. So you just put out a video on Best Champions to Awaken.
Yes.
And I know that part of your thought on Cosmic was Maestro. So I have a question for you personally as a player. How soon after using an Awakening gem on Maestro, or I guess how long would you have to wait before his dupe became available for you to feel like that was worth it?
Let's get through this round because I have a couple of clarifying questions to make sure I understand the question properly.
For sure.
Also, I totally messed up and forgot to talk about Nova. Literally, he's on the thumbnail because he's one of my like most wanted. I just don't have him as a 7-star.
Yeah.
And I was like, I cannot believe I did that.
Laser says 5 years.
Bero's doing something really interesting to me here. I have actually, the 60 frames per second is wonderful. I am in no way wanting it to not be present anymore. I love it. Mm-hmm. And it has made a lot of things, I think, more simple for me to pull off in game. Punishing Kindred Special 1 is actually one I'm struggling with more. There's very few things I'm struggling with more, but punishing Kindred Special 1 feels tighter to me. I don't know how else to explain it. I think it has more to probably do with the animations of the attacker, I would think. I don't know. And I thought that was really interesting. Bero just stayed really close and blocked quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think I might try to emulate that myself.
It is interesting. It's one that I've always not struggled with is overstating it, but like if I mess up, I'm like, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Which feels like the intention of it. Like it felt like, okay, you need to get really good at this. If you're baiting the SB1s, You need to get good at this. That's the challenge.
Yeah. That's interesting. I'll keep an eye out for that.
Here we go. I think I'm about to learn something about Spider-Ham and why everyone tells me I undervalue him. And Bero's already at 17 charges. We're seeing so many slight mistakes on that side, though, against, not on that side, but in fights against Onslaught. Kind of comes to hurt, but I think Pepe is going to have lost enough life where it's not going to matter, and the speed with Spidey Supreme and Bero is going to make the difference.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't happen to see it. Did Pepe get hit, or is this all just degen?
This is just degen. Until then.
Yeah, until I could not have asked that question at a worse time for the person answering it. Yeah. Like if you had said it's just degen while he's getting hit, everyone would have been like, I don't think DL knows this game very well. All right. Great performance from Bero. All right. He's now taking a 3-2 lead. All right. If you don't mind, can you kind of repeat that question? Maestro Awakening, how long until the dupe is available? Was that the essence of it?
Right. Like, let's say that there's a dupe as a reward somewhere in the future. If we told you right now, this is for sure when that's coming, how far out would it need to be for you to go, okay, yeah, you know what? I'll use a Cosmic Gem on Maestro.
Yeah, that's... I understand.
I'm really curious if Crash is still in the chat.
Yeah,
I don't know if he wants me asking this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of like letting people know what's coming for those sorts of planning reasons, because so much of the game, I think, is strategically using your rank up resources. I think the 7-star Awakening Gem is, I was trying hard not to be over dramatic about it in the video, while still like saying like, look, inside the framing of the game, it's incredibly important. Is it incredibly important in your life? Probably not. But in the game, which is what this video is about, it's a really big deal. I don't know, like 3 months. But even then, I don't think we don't have the ability to fully do this justice. I don't think Kabam, the company, has the responsibility to tell players that sort of thing in advance. Does that make sense?
Right. And I will clarify, I didn't mean it that way. It was more like if you actually could have information, how long would it need to be after that choice for you to be like, you know what, that's okay, I got my mileage out of it. So
to best answer the actual question you're asking, then I think this is probably why I wouldn't use Awakening on Maestro, is because I'm pretty sure eventually we'll have the ability to awaken him. I think so, and I would probably use it towards Serpent or definitely Nova if I had him first, because I have other champions I would want to use it on. So. Which still runs...
for you, the answer is long enough that it would make you do something else, whatever the exact answer is.
Yeah. It'd be more of a like, I think it would have to be a pretty long amount of time for me to be like, oh, okay, maybe I should do this instead. But again, me super personally, I'm just more excited about Serpent and Nova, potential dupe there, awakened ability. So yeah, I might not be the best person. No, I mean, I think that's when you probably want to ask a lot of people. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I appreciate the discussion. There were some interesting answers in chat as well. I saw a year, 6 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
Mostly a year, 6 months.
I think it's going to be super varied based on what champions people have, who they're excited about awakening, and that sort of thing. Because it's almost...
I saw a few nevers, which, like, I've got bad news for y'all on how awakening gems work.
Yeah. That might not work out so well. All right, let's go back on this one. This one is now, let's see, Bero's up 3-2. Kind of like I was saying earlier, you know, these guys are amazing. They know how streaky Battlegrounds is. They don't want to go down too.
No.
So I think the pressure is now back on Pepe's side of the screen.
The request was not what rewards you want, Joe Man. Oh, I think that's a response to somebody else. I would just really love the money to buy a huge house and pay its mortgage forever. That would be really nice. Mortgage and property taxes. I need to dream big.
They're both managing these fights exceptionally well right now.
Mm-hmm. Kate versus Korg is a very good fight, but who can it go wrong?
Yeah, that's what I'm watching now. He's got up the 2 cold snaps, so this is going to get closer. But Bero's got up the sabotage. Like, this is going to be down to the wire.
Yeah. Korg blocking there literally might have been it.
I think that was it. Yep. Bero really well played. Well played on both sides.
Yeah. Very, very close.
I think this is the point where, like, you know, if you're in Pepe's shoes, you're thinking like, then Bero does this to people. He does this to people. You know, you watch him play, and you take a round, you take a fight or whatever. But over time, I think it's just at some point you just like, what do I have to do? Like, make a mistake, you know? Like, I mean, that was so well played on Pepe's side, but the consistency of Bero.
Mm-hmm. Easy says I'm the opposite, downsizing all the way. I don't want a huge house, Easy, but I just I haven't had my own house yet. I'm young.
Yeah, I think that's a stage
Let
of
me
life.
have those mid-sized dreams for a few years.
That's definitely a stage of life situation there. Great use of the indestructible there on both sides. Really cool to see it used against Penny. I guess that's obviously more the unblockable, but still.
Ooh, Crash just went for it. Read chat.
Great decks on Pepe's side. Really interesting. He pulls off the intercept without actually triggering his haymaker. I wonder if he's trying to set it up for the special 3. He didn't get the first hit off, and you can see it on his face. You can see it.
Yeah. I didn't hear that, but that's absolutely me when I say, why did I do that?
Yeah. I mean, he was like 0.2 seconds away. You know, it was so close. I actually thought he was going to get it, but it just didn't come in. Really cool. I just learned, what rank was that? Is that Penny? It's probably a rank 2.
I think so.
Yeah, I learned a lot on that one. That was great play.
Yeah, she's interesting to fight with somebody who can go unblockable. Like, the Furies help a lot, but there's some nuance to the fight.
I actually used a Weapon X to take down a Penny. The score was only like 48,000, I think, and I think it was a rank 2 Penny. So it didn't make the video that I'm putting out. It should be tomorrow. But
yeah, but he does feel class disadvantage. He's leaning a lot on the bleeds and the unblockable. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, one of the fights I'm showing. The whole premise of the video is Weapon X alone worth $1,000? Absolutely not. Like,
what's $1,000 to you? That's the first question.
Well, so I did multiple takes. On the intro, and I think I eventually gave up on it. I don't know. Sometimes I forget what I end up deciding. But I mean, and sometimes I forget to talk about Nova, even though he's on the thumbnail. But anyways, the point is that I said, you know, basically something's worth the intersection of what someone's willing to part with it and what someone's willing to pay for it, right? Those two have to come together, and that's how much something is worth, in theory, without doing a whole economics class. But in my opinion, no. but as like a really nice, and you also get a Wolverine FNX for people who are already going to do this. Here's what you're going to get. And one of the fights I think is just going to shock a lot of people is I destroyed the Red Skull. Because once you're unblockable, you don't have to worry about a damage back mechanic from hitting into their block, right? And his health pool is very small. That's not the threat of Red Skull. The threat is not the health pool, right? And so even with class disadvantage and all that stuff, Weapon X
and
just
his bleeds
melts
aren't crit reliant, so it doesn't block you out there.
Yeah, good point. I definitely didn't say that in the video, so maybe I should add that in a pinned comment. But yeah, he just melts him, just absolutely melts him. And I remember doing it like on a whim, being like, you know what? I've got Weapon X. Maybe I should try it. Let me see Crash's comment here. And then we should get back to this because this could be it.
Yeah. Here's hoping for the 9th, but match point for sure.
Oh, wow. Crash with the leaks, man. You got to be careful with that kind of stuff.
Apologies for forcing his hand, because I did mean it purely as theoretical.
Yeah. These are literally the things that DL and I will just like talk about for fun, for kicks and giggles. All right, let's focus up. Sticking with those. Yeah, I think he's sticking with the bands. I think it was originally Domino, Korg, and Atuma went to the Iron Man Infinity War band. I do think that's been helpful to him, but the results aren't showing it over the last 3 sets. We love leaks. Yeah. I love it when Kabam leaks. But I'm with you. I do love that stuff. I'm one of the people that will watch like not necessarily leaks, but like fan theory videos on movies and things like that. So I guess those really aren't leaks, but in my brain they occupy a similar space. Okay, moving on back to the match.
Really thought through that Red Guardian pick.
Yeah.
Like to the last few seconds.
Thanks for bringing us back to what we're here for.
Yeah, of course. It looked like, I'm not sure if he was more tempted by Shuri or by Penny, but
he's got to win it. I mean, here we go. We've seen this matchup. I don't recall. Someone, I think, pulled it off flawlessly. But I feel like every Spider Supreme versus Onslaught, there's been at least one sort of just intercept gone awry or...
Yeah, there's often something.
And you know what they're... Okay. Or... There it is. And that's what Spider-Man Supreme was supposed to do all along.
That was absolutely beautiful. So to point out the thing that was most in Pepe's favor there was not actually the AI. It's really tempting to go like, oh, Onslaught played in there. No, the favorable part of that was the Neuro RNG.
What?
Because the minute a Neuroshock applies, Spidey loses the safety net of the miss. And so then you have to play more safely or risk getting hit. And throughout that whole fight, I mean, Pepe was doing as few hits as possible, right? He was being very, very careful with it. But that's a large part of why that fight went so well, was that he didn't get unlucky and get a neuro on him early.
Diego's saying that potentially he was removing them by dashing back.
I may have missed one that he removed, but I was watching his HUD closely. He also got very, very few.
So it's kind of like, both points are accurate.
Right, like it's very possible for you to get multiple in a couple hits and just have problems.
Okay. This one's going to be interesting. This is obviously one of the ideal counters for Photon, but it's a rank 2 and still going to have to deal with Power Flood. So let's see how that works. And then, I mean, I've heard
Nefaria's okay for power gaining Mystics.
That's what I was just going to say. This feels like exactly what Nefaria is supposed to be great at, right?
That is absolutely when you take the risk with Unfazed. Perfectly executed counter.
Why?
Needs that special too. Beautiful. And a little bit lucky with the timing on Wrath, right? Because as a reminder, Sasquatch is at his most vulnerable right as Wrath triggers, because that's when his protection goes down to 0. And that was perfectly in time for the last hit of the special too. Sorry, what was your question?
No, so that one, and Pepe takes round 7, so we at least are going best 8. This is the farthest we've gone in this newer format of VBC, so I'm excited. I'm happy. That did seem like peak count gameplay there.
For sure.
One question is, it felt like that was just pure RNG that Nefaria was not getting as many of the placebos, right? Or was it not RNG and it's just that he's throwing more specials, so it feels like less, but it really isn't. It's more that he's just not having as much window.
I think it's a little bit that. It's a little bit, once you throw the first special one, you also are siphoning away power gain. And so the placebos matter less, both for Spite and Mystic Dispersion, and whenever they try to matter, you benefit.
Nefaria, well, you might not know this off the top of your head, but you're aware of it. And as I say it, I think you'll be like, oh yeah. Is Nefaria is one of the champions that I am still just actively trying to figure out what my opinion on their value in the game is. Like, I feel like there's reasons to think he's one of the best science champions in the game, like top 3. And then there's other days where I'm like, no, I don't know. I think he's more like top 10. And I'm just like, I don't know. He's so difficult for me to value from an advice giving standpoint. You know what I mean? Like on the tier lists and all this stuff.
I completely understand what you mean. And I think the way I would personally frame it is that I see Nefaria as on the same axis as Adam, but not as far down it.
Adam Warlock.
Right.
Meaning like the floor, he does not have as low of a floor as Adam Warlock?
I think his floor is higher. I think the middle part of his gameplay is more automatic and requires less of you as a player.
Yeah.
But I think he still has a very, very high ceiling that you are going to have to tolerate some frustration in chasing, which is how I would personally sum up Adam. Because I love Adam. For those of you who don't know, I have a rank 3 Sig 100 Adam. I have absolutely robbed Battlegrounds fights with him. He's incredible. But you just know that every time you draft and use Adam, every time you use him in a quest, there's a non-zero chance that you're going to be like, well, that sucked.
Can we put a pin in this one? And like, if you're still, because I know you said you didn't know if you'd even be able to stay the whole time. Come back to that, because
for sure.
Again, this is stuff DL and I will sit around and just talk about for kicks and giggles. I would love to dive into that deeper because I find it interesting. Sure. And then, of course, from the advice giving standpoint, because I think people see that fight and they're like, oh my God, Nefaria is obviously the best champion in the game. And it's like, well, the meta's kind of helping him, but like he could kind of do something close to that anyway. I mean, like Liam right there, right? A phenomenal Battlegrounds player saying like the GOAT, right? With 2 GOATs, not 1 GOAT, but 2. Keep that in mind. Really emphasizing the point. And it's like, I can't argue with that. I can't argue against it. Anyways, let's focus up. I'm just really interested in that topic, but this is the day for Battlegrounds. We're seeing Sunspot. I don't think we've seen Sunspot.
Yeah. Sunspot's an interesting one because tempo can really mess with him, right? Power gain. He's still Sunspot. He can still close things out when he gets lucky, but it's tough.
And Pablo's pointing out that Pepe just picked Nefaria over Guardian. That does say a lot. Here we go. Now, this is interesting. We're right, because once Nefaria goes into, I think it's called Ionic Overdrive, Don't his
overcharged, but there's so much.
And I remember, yeah, you even called that out in your video. I remember you calling it out about how much ionic there is. Doesn't his attacks become non-contact, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't done Nefaria versus Korg yet, but I have done Atuma on similar grounds, and especially with the health steal that you can get for the special one, and the willpower siphoning, it's very solid.
I mean, this looks like it's going very, very well. But Bero's starting to stack up those shocks, so that the health bar on Warlock should continue to tick down as long as he's doing a great job on that side. This is going to be a tight one.
Let's see how that Incinerate goes. He does go for the really good counter. That's a difficult one to land.
I think Pepe's going to pull it off. Oh, come on! I want a best of 9. Korg, you better die. Oh my god, who wins this one? Oh!
Nefaria with the full yellow bar versus Shuri with the almost yellow bar.
That's as good as it gets.
That dupe is good, y'all.
That's as good as it gets. Right there. Like, these guys are champions. Both of them are champions. That's as good as it gets. I can hear my dog running around. She can hear my voice, I think, because I'm yelling. I can hear her running around upstairs. Oh, both these guys.
Easy, if you think nobody ever messes with Mr. Negative with Unfazed, I need to go find an old Bitter Steel video for you. I think Vega might know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Sunspot versus Man-Thing is peak YOLO.
We're seeing both these guys got a big set of fortitude on them, you know what I mean?
Yep. Intestinal fortitude.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, I absolutely love that.
Yeah, I understand the Spidey on defense play, but once you get to that first special, the fight's kind of over because he just doesn't have enough health.
I'm assuming this was strategic throw. Surprised to see it with Spidey, though.
Yeah, but I think you're right, because also throwing Sunspot in against, without poison immunity, with inequity hurting you, this had to be on purpose.
Yeah, this is one of those where I'm like, Pepe is a significantly better player than me. I've seen this enough from watching, people like yourself and the competitors in these tournaments over the years, where when something doesn't make sense to me, it's usually because they know something I don't, or they're using a strategy that I just am not picking up on yet.
It's both, TJ. Count Nefaria gains non-contact and energy. He gets fully overwritten.
All right. Here it is. This is Pepe's chance, Pepe's chance to make it go best of 9. Bero's chance, lock it down, and be the first VBC champion to successfully defend his title. He took it from Andrew the Rough, did it pretty convincingly. After Andrew convincingly took it from Finn, here we go. Based on what we've seen, there's a chance Spidey just obliterates this fight in 20 seconds. We've also seen this go very sideways.
Because unlike our discussion about the Neuro RNG, Killmonger doesn't have a miss counter.
And he's already
interceptors.
He's already almost at the 18 charges. That seems to be the magic number. Great corner play. 17, 18, special 3, it's over.
Perfect bonus. Yeah.
It's over. Congratulations. Congratulations. Well earned, well deserved. I mean, I guess we should wait.
That'll do it. Really good fight by Pepe too.
Wow. Oh, I love to see the Green Goblin. That means good game, folks. That means good game. Unbelievable matchup from both these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
That's about as good as Stark Spidey versus Onslaught can reasonably go.
This is the sort of matchup that makes me be like, we really should do best of 11. Best of 38. Let's go. Unbelievable from Pepe. Both these guys provide so much drama, so much excitement. If I'm sure you're subscribed to both their channels, but if you're not, please go do so. This is the sort of performance and entertainment they put on almost daily out of both of them, actually, with their streams and things like that. Congratulations to Bero. This is now just for people who aren't totally familiar, because I know I built the brand doing the large tournaments, like kind of a World Cup style with a pool play and then a bracket formula. I'm not saying I'll never do those again. In fact, I'm actually kind of starting to already think of a format that I think people would really enjoy, and I know I would enjoy. But what we've moved to for these last 3 VBCs is more of like how UFC or boxing is done. People have also analogized it to King of the Hill, if that translates well, or I know I used to play a game like that when I was a kid. Very dangerous, a lot of broken arms, but that's not the point. The point is that this is a champion. Barrowman is the champion. That belt is a metaphor. DL, you're better with words than I am. Basically, it signifies he is the champion, and he continues to advance. So he will be in the next VBC, which will be VBC 8. And I have something special I'm cooking up. I think I got a matchup that I think everybody wants to see. We're going to go really, really big. We're going to go really big for this one because the competitors themselves are amazing. And, sometimes if you just follow the story, the drama gets created on its own. And I think people are going to really enjoy it. So I'm not going to announce it yet because not all the details have been decided. I wanted to see who won this one first. But we're going to get a worthy challenger for Barrowman. I think everyone's going to have a great time with it. But Barrowman advances, the first champion to successfully defend his belt. And Pepe took him about as far as I think people can with Bero. That's one or two things just could have gone Pepe's way. So congratulations to Bero, and congratulations and thank you to Pepe as well. And then now my own stream has popped up on the left side, so let me turn that down. DL, huge thank you for being here, buddy. Anything you wanted to add or anything or say?
I don't think so. Just if I somehow don't get through the 5 Spotlight with context that I need to record in the next week and a half, be patient with me. I'll do my best.
All right. Do you got it? Do you have to get going?
No, not right away. I skipped our week start meeting.
Okay. I was wondering, like, this is such an interesting work week, right? Like, I still have work and I have things I have to get due, but that's because I have a specific meeting this weekend to prepare for. But in general, like, it's Thanksgiving weekend. Like, a lot of the people I need to schedule things with, like, aren't even in their office. So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's not Thanksgiving weekend in Canada.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I am going to transfer over to my own screen. Maybe I'll do like a couple Battlegrounds matchups or something like that while we just kind of hang out for a bit. Yeah. So I'm going to transfer to the Be Right Back screen just for a minute, and then we will go to like I said, just maybe some Battlegrounds matchups, or I don't know, just kind of hang out. We got DL on call. Let's enjoy that. We got a great audience right now. What's up, Rye? Thanks for being here, buddy. Would you be able to quickly explain what happened with Spidey Supreme? Spidey Supreme was kind of one of the stars of this whole matchup, and it has to do with his ability to do massive damage off of those buffs. DL, I'm not that good with Spidey Supreme. Would you be able to kind of explain that a little bit?
Sure. So basically what's going on is it's all this one line in his kit.
I'll bring it up on screen.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. When a Spider Seal buff in particular is nullified or expires, Mystic Dispersion does not grant power. Instead, it deals a burst of damage for every 1% of power not gained. Now, that's big for a lot of reasons. The first thing is that Fate Seal's trigger nullifies, right? Like, a Fate Seal prevents future buffs, but when a Fate Seal applies, it counts as a nullify. This is kind of going back in the day, but in the early days of the game, a Fate Seal was literally just a nullify with a duration under the hood. If that helps you remember it. The thing about for every 1% of power not gained, Mystic Dispersion is built in a really weird way where every Mystic Dispersion trigger is actually 12 copies of the same thing if you're running 5 out of 5, because 5 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion is you gaining 1% of max power 12 individual times. And so this is just literally dealing damage for every single one of those instances. And so you have that damage multiplied by 12, then multiplied by the number of buffs removed. And so now you're into, 12 by 18, etc. It just does an incredible amount of damage. And if you have Blessing of the Spider Totem up, then your own attack rating goes up by more than 50%, and so that boosts all of that damage further.
I'll admit I wasn't able to listen to all that. I kind of used that time to do a few just administrative things on the other side. Were you the 18? Because we kept talking about waiting for 18, and I realized a lot of people who had maybe turned in earlier weren't aware. Was 18 like a magic number? Was that a threshold number or something like that, or was it just in general that's the health pool size of Onslaught, rank 3 Onslaughts, and we kept seeing him used against Onslaught?
I think it's literally just that. It's a matchup specific thing, because if I do 187.13 is the Aunt May number for a 6-star rank 5. And then we multiply that by 1.22 to account for Ascension. And then, hold on, I need to separately do... so 2498 is the amount that he gets from having his orange mode up. We add that to his base attack. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. If we add that to his base attack and then check exactly where it comes out, he gets 55% extra attack. So then we take the 228 that we got from accounting for Ascension, multiply that by 1.55, and we're looking at 354 damage for every trigger of Mystic Dispersion. We assume that is 12 because we assume people are running 5 out of 5. And so therefore every Spider Seal removed by Fate Seal from an Ascended Spider-Man Supreme is going to deal 4,246 damage. And so then your magic number becomes however many times you need to do that to get rid of a health pool.
And it did seem pretty clear that the competitors were shooting for 18 consistently in those matchups. So,
yeah, looks like it.
Thank you, Slay for fun. I appreciate that. All right, so I think it was Craven. I mean, it makes sense with the whole Hunters thing. So, and I guess there's a movie coming out soon. Obviously, I'm a little more excited for Weapon X, but to each their own.
But the Craven trailer had a Johnny Cash song in it.
It is a good song. It is really a good song. But I can play that song while playing Weapon X. So Nefaria, I this is going to go way back for people who are in the stream. Nefaria came up, did some phenomenal things in the hands of Pepe. And I was talking about, obviously I do the tier list. I do a variety of tier lists. DLL is obviously probably the original Illuminati member. Not probably, but definitely is. What?
Just clip that without context.
Just remember that spot. Is I understood the analogy to Adam, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to take apart the analogy. What I'm trying to do is kind of flesh it out, make sure I understand, or maybe there's things about Nefaria I'm not getting, or just whatever. Is with Adam, and I saw someone talk about the AI, and you're not wrong. But one of the things I did is I watched Bitter Still's video on Adam, and that helped me out tremendously. A lot of the times, I make a mistake with Adam, it's because I actually make a mistake. It's not because the AI like didn't play ball or something. It's I tried to force an intercept or what have you. And
right. This is one of the things I wanted to touch on is like so often when you think that the AI got in the way with Adam, it's actually because you did something unsafe. You didn't hold the special to like break through their block, right? You didn't hold your striker. You didn't think enough steps ahead.
That is exactly where I'm at. Like 100%. And so with Nefaria though, for me it's like unfazed. It's the needing to be able, not needing, in order to get those highs, the need to evade the last hit of the special and punish. And so like, and I don't know if that's always possible. And so it feels like with Adam, I feel like there's more in my control. Does that make sense? Not necessarily do you agree with me. Do you understand where my hesitations with Nefaria come from? Is I feel like with Nefaria, sometimes there's stuff that's just not going to be in my control. That's my current feeling. I should ban champions.
So I think for me, it comes down to like, I've had this discussion a few times recently because I've seen a few people say that, unfazed uniquely punishes Nefaria, like worse than other people, and that's why they want a specific call out for it. And those people have clearly never tried to use Mr. Negative against somebody who prevents evade.
Yeah, I don't think it's unique to him.
Right. And like the thing is that you can play Nefaria without evading. You can play Nefaria without ever risking unfazed, right? That's why he's good for Serpent, right? Like people talk about, Nefaria is one of the best off-class Serpent counters. You are never evading in that matchup.
That's true. So
maybe in this meta because the Fate Seal, but that's different.
I mean the metas will obviously exacerbate some things and minimize others. Is it kind of like Vega? You're not necessarily wrong. It's just I think you're missing parts of the puzzle in the analysis. It's not that there's sometimes things out of your control. It's like sometimes you don't know if they're gonna have unfazed or not. However, there are things you can do to get around it.
The way I would put it is that the risk with Nefaria I see as more opt-in than a lot of people describe it as. It's, do I need the vulnerability to win this? Because if I don't, then there's no risk of unfazed.
Interesting. You see the question from, hey, what's up, Antrasis? Yes, how you doing, bud? Do you see the question from Old Man Easy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to focus up on my match a little bit. I think I did a decent job of drafting. I don't know, but so I'll be quiet.
So I think if we're talking there about like specifically getting out of the way of mediums, that is something that you can mitigate, right? If you're fast enough, you can very often get out of the way parrying somebody's basic attacks. It's definitely not guaranteed, but just want to shout that out. But I am specifically talking about like every time you use the evade with Nefaria, you are choosing to do that, and you can play around it. You can play around it, and what you have left is a character that almost automatically deals with some of the spookiest things in the game and has access to healing and non-standard damage types like non-contact attacks and just does a ton of damage, right? Plus has very relevant immunities or resistances.
What did I do?
And so, like, what I mean with this is that I see Nefaria as similar to Adam in the sense that, like, when you do need to use the evade, when you do need to opt into that risk, you are going to be frustrated a certain amount of the time. Is this when you draft Nefaria, same thing as when you draft Adam, you know that some percentage of the time you're going to be yelling at your phone because something doesn't go your way.
I almost yelled at my phone.
But that isn't
snaps.
But the thing I see that is just how the character is built. That is built into them. You take that risk when you elect to use them, and you are making that trade because what you are getting in return is so powerful.
I'm trying to listen, and I think I'm following. I want to ask you follow-up questions, but
right. So let me finish one thing real quick. The reason I said I see Adam as further down that same axis is that if you opt out of taking those risks with Nefaria, you still have a decent champion. Adam doesn't really let you opt out of having to think 4 chess moves ahead at all times, like Vega talked about earlier. If you are not completely on top of absolutely every little nuance of an Adam fight, it will feel like things get away from you all the time, and it will feel like his kit falls apart. And that's why so many people say he's so AI reliant. Because he is AI reliant, but he's a lot less AI reliant than people think. It's like maybe, 10% of the time when I'm playing Adam, the opponent will do something that is really, really inconvenient for me despite all my best efforts. And like half of that, only 5% of the time, will it cause me to actually lose. Because I'm that comfortable with it. But if I wasn't like doing all of the extra things to really mitigate that, it would probably feel like, half the time Adam just didn't work at all for me. As opposed to Nefaria, where the floor is higher, and if you don't do all those things, you still have a really powerful character. So that's kind of the point I'm making, is that I think to use both of them and feel good about it, you have to accept that you are opting into a certain amount of uncertainty and a certain failure rate. But I still consider both of them worth it because what they bring to the table is so incredibly strong.
I tried to get fancy, and that was a bad idea. And then I tried to punish, and that was a bad idea. This fight was actually going pretty well, not that long ago. Yeah, the fight was going really, really good, and then I made bad decisions. Very early, as before you joined the stream, I was asked about Sig 50, Domino, or Undo Bullseye first to rank 3. Battlegrounds focus was my understanding of the question, my memory. Nice matchup, Spell. For those who don't know, that Green Goblin, I use it for a good game. I literally asked for a version of that emoji from Kabam a few months ago, and to see something similar come out, I was like, I am using the heck out of that thing. I know some people use it sarcastically. I never mean it sarcastically. So yeah, I am still following it up with the cap. But I was asked about Battlegrounds Focus, Sig 50 Domino versus Bullseye, and I was shocked at my answer because I don't know if I've ever thought about them specifically, one or the other. And I actually said Domino, and I think what we just saw was like the why. And I do think Bullseye is good offensively. I actually think he's very good offensively. As you know, we have him highly rated, and it's not just because he's a good Battlegrounds defender. Like, he's very good on attack. And I haven't talked to them recently, but a very high tier Battlegrounds player named Adman, he's in For Loki, monstrous roster and a good player, told me, like, this is probably going back like 3 or 4 months ago now, that he sometimes uses Bullseye on attack. And I'll do that every once in a while if I think it'll really help me win the match, but rarely is he going to be the fastest. And, you know, we've got Dazzler coming out, obviously NTW. The fight was ugly. I made a big mistake early, but Weapon X is great. This meta hurts him a little bit against there. Sinister's obviously good. And a lot of those champions, I don't know about Dazzler yet. In fact, DLL, I felt like you were saying she might not be that great of a defender in your video. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that was kind of like what I felt like I was picking up on.
She'll catch people, but I wouldn't expect her to be dangerous in Mysterium.
Okay. NTW actually caught me the other day, but all of those champions are dual threats. So they're like easy to have in your deck. They're easy to be like, oh, I'll put in Sinister, I'll put in Weapon X. And in fact, I draft Weapon X as an attacker now. I draft Weapon X as an attacker, and then I will move him to a defender if I need to. And he does quite well. Whereas, so they can all handle Bullseye given the meta and all these things. Where Domino, even if you have a good counter, sometimes somehow still messes you up. Like, it's just her, right? Like, it's the whole thing. And you have to work to put in those counters, I think, a bit more in your deck. And so, like, between two great options, I was like, I actually go to Domino because you can use her offensively too, I think, more frequently, let's say, than Bullseye. And
I'm not sure we've never had a fully hard Domino counter, thinking about it.
Right. Like, so it was one of those ones where I was asked, the Battlegrounds match was going on. I had never really fully fleshed that thought process out. Never between to the best of my recollection, never specifically those two, but like those were my instincts. And it was interesting for me to like literally have it play out immediately in this first match where like I drafted Weapon X. I drafted him first, and then like the Domino came in. It just literally played out exactly kind of as my instincts were. And I still am not sure on this. And I'm sure you're almost definitely going to say someone. But like, is there a Domino counter offensively who's truly a dual threat champion? Like,
Pablo brings up the hardest Domino counter, in my opinion. It probably is Prowler, but it's still not absolute, right?
Yeah.
Because Prowler, think about to truly answer everything Domino does. Like, go through the list of things you need.
Because even the evade will get you, right? Sorry.
Right. You need extra ability accuracy. Yeah. You need an evade counter. That's like the first two things. You can't rely on bleed damage because she can purify that. What is it? I'm sorry. You need to be a tech champion as well. I think that kind of goes as a given.
Yeah, you don't want to be unlucky.
Right. You need to either protect the duration of your stuns in like a shocker type way, or be able to parry non-contact, or both, because it is so easy for when she's lucky for her like pseudo limber thing to catch you, or for her non-contact lights to be a problem when you're trying to parry her.
I'm telling you,
there's so many little things that can go wrong. Prowler answers most of them and can use the falter to get openings without needing to parry non-contact, but he does that at the expense of his rotation feeling smoother. And so that's what I meant, is I don't think we truly have a champion that answers all of that.
We don't, like, because everyone's naming great counters, but it's on a relative basis. Like, they're great compared to, like, each other or, like, everyone else. Like, I like Guardian. Vishal's calling it a great one, but, like, MP's an incredibly smart player. What's it? Hey, I just caught the tournament replay. Great matches. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, they put on a great show. Bero, man, fantastic. Yeah, Bero's a stud. I got to pick.
I've for sure seen Guardian versus Domino lose when Domino evades.
Yeah, because she'll just like, you still have to patiently play her. Like, you still have to be extremely patient and aware on all that. I picked Nefaria just because I normally would not have done that, but I saw Nefaria. We've been talking about Nefaria, so that was like almost like an auto draft for me. Shoot. I think we got to go there. Actually, that was dumb. I had Nefaria. That was really dumb. Whatever. You win some, you lose some. At least I do. Okay, so this is... Okay. It's only a rank 2 Titania. This is where, for those who aren't on my Discord server, this might not make a lot of sense. This is where me not playing Wolf the last 2 or 3 months is really going to show. For just a little context, I just haven't played Wolf. I don't know if he hasn't been good in Battlegrounds metas. Must be. I don't know why else I wouldn't have been playing him too much. And I recently put him back in, and he just, I just love playing him. And there's something about his kit that I'm forgetting. But that's okay. I will not do this, not even close to as well. Plus, it's also only a rank 2 Nefaria, as Pepe just did. But I still think this is the play. I'm curious. Oh.
There you go.
I thought they were going to use America or Titania. That's interesting. We're both punching up, so that's going to take them a while no matter what. So I'm just going to not force this at all.
Vayner asked, would I say Dazzler's 100% Natuma counter while awakened? Not in the way that I just meant a 100% Domino counter, no. Because, like, while Dazzler is very, very good for Atuma, she doesn't do anything to counter Unstoppable. And so if the fight goes on long enough, you're not answering Hydration. What is she supposed to do about that, right? She's very, very good for him in Battlegrounds, but she's not a 100% hard counter for him. We don't have skilled defenders who need mutant counters like how Domino needs Tech or Serpent needs Mystic. That's not really true, Harry. You're just saying that we don't call it out the same, right? I'm trying to think of, like, examples of exactly what I mean by that, so give me a second. Like, Jabari specifically, right? Jabari and Mantis are two really good ones. Jabari can be a very dangerous defender, but she turns off when the opponent gains prowess. That doesn't say when a mutant opponent gains prowess, but that's because prowess is very contained within mutant. Whereas, like, ability power rate is not very contained within Mystic. And so Serpent has to specifically leave it open for Mystics, but not for Science Champions, right? That's very, very different. Domino specifically leaves open Tech because she's using a threat that is not answered by Tech, right? She's turning off Dexterity, she's doing extra ability accuracy reduction. Techs aren't uniquely good at holding on to the ability accuracy of their Dex Mastery. And so they need that actual call-out. Mantis was another one I mentioned because she's turned off by Prowess and Regen. Those are very mutant abilities. We still have those interactions, but the mutant skill relationship is a little bit more clear.
Hey, during all of that, I have concluded without a shadow of a doubt that Nefaria is the best Science Champion in the game.
I did see that fight.
Yeah, and I didn't even play that. I mean, I did a couple of things, like with evades on specials, but I also messed up a couple windows there for better success. I should concentrate because I'm going to lose this. Interesting. This hurts to do to my girl. I really, everyone, please close your eyes. Don't watch this. I can't believe I'm doing this to her. She felt like the smartest one to use for the throw. I'm purposely not asking you a question because I don't. It's not necessarily cheating, but not everyone's got a DLL in their ear, and I kind of want to like. I want to mess up on my own. You know what I mean? It's about Wolf, and I'm not looking it up on Aunt May, which if I was by myself, I probably would have by now. I did that to myself. This actually could have gone not bad. Yeah, if I had just been more patient about this, this could have been not terrible. That's really interesting. You guys probably knew that. Yeah, Pablo, I didn't really think about it in time. I should have. Oh my god, we could have won that for sure. We could have won. I love the dab for things like that. All right. Let's go. Let's see. Who do we get? For those following along at home, this is what I was. This is the essence of what I was hoping to find out about Wolf, and I'm doing something wrong, and I've forgotten something about his kit, like how it works, the order of operations, which I'll look up. And like I said, I didn't want to cheat by asking you all or DLL. It's not cheating. People do it all the time, and I'm not calling them cheaters. It's just not what I wanted to do. I wanted to learn the hard way. Congratulations to them. Now, doesn't Wolf go unblockable?
Yep.
Why didn't mine go unblockable? What did I...
So this is honestly, in my opinion, the biggest design problem with Wolf is that the conditions on his unblockable are a little bit too hard to follow because there are several overlapping ones.
See, because I was like, no, he's going to go unblockable every time I get the Chilling Howl, and I'll just use that.
Right. Yeah. So when you are, when he's duped, and I know yours is, the Chilling Howl above a bar gives you an unblockable. And then in the Curse of Lycanthropy, at the end of Heavy and Specials, there's Unblockable and Unstoppable that has a cooldown.
Got it. So, yeah, he's really not a good option for that fight. Well, no. You could try to get to above a bar power before she gets any sync. How would you even try that? Or would you I just wouldn't try it?
You're talking about, I'm sorry, this is Wolf versus Penny?
Yeah. Especially in this meta is going to make it tough because she's going to start getting spite.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think it's doable. Basically only hitting into block while not unblockable and then trying to time the Howl so that your special 2 is unblockable in particular.
Yeah.
But you really can't afford to get auto-blocked.
And you can't even get Dex on you. Or the precision from Dex.
Or if you do, you're just going to have to keep... Yeah, because it's going to be really tough to get off because of the auto-block.
Yeah. That was my rust of playing him, just totally coming through. Because I forgot that it was above a par, the whole thing. I thought every time I got Chilling Howl, I was going to get a short unblockable, which would be a bit much. As I'm saying it, I'm like, that sounds like a bit much for this champion. That's just not a great matchup. All right, cool. Live and learn.
Yeah. Harry, to your point, a few of those characters still have clear callouts, right? Killmonger I'm going to put on the side because we talked earlier about how he's barely a skill champion. That one's just weird, right? But Korg and Bullseye are both answered very strongly by mutants.
Sorry, I had a couple things come up. All right, let's get back to this.
Definitely elaborate, Pablo. I'm curious for this. He says Prowler may be bugged.
NTW has caught me as a defender with that whole precog thing. Because I haven't had a tech champion.
Yeet.
Oops, let's see who it bans. Oh, Sunspot. All right, cool. That'll work.
Whew, I've been here for almost 2 hours, haven't I?
Yeah,
I probably need to run and eat lunch.
It's been fun. I definitely found myself getting into the oh, cool, DLL's hanging out mode a few times.
It's okay. I worked late on Friday.
Yeah.
I've now made up for it. But yeah, I'm going to go eat.
You could just file this under community outreach.
For sure. And join raid. Let's not be hasty easy. It's Monday. But Pablo, actually, can you go ahead and tag me in Vega's server? I'll take a look there. But yeah, I'll dip out here. Thanks for having me, man. This was fun.
Dude, absolutely. Thanks for being here. It was great for everybody. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
No problem. Take care.
Let's continue on with the Iron Man Infinity War dominance. And this is tough because I want to pick Bullseye, but I see Luke there, and in this meta, he's just too valuable. Nefaria, honestly, guys, that fight that I had against the Sasquatch, I believe it was a rank 3, getting that result, still being really unfamiliar with Nefaria, big picture. I did the new champion video, and then I observe and I watch. I was shocked to get that result with him. Shocked. I don't want to overdo just one single fight. Sasquatch's animations aren't really the toughest these days for most players. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Actually, probably should have re-rolled this, but that's fine. And even though I love Spider-Punk, I've actually struggled with him a bit this meta. I think it's a little bit being unfamiliar with him still. the power can get away from me. Like, fights go well, and I start relying on the SIG to start placing the ruptures from the defender. But at the time it's time to go in and actually do some damage, things don't always go great. I know I should save my best defender, but in this case, I think I'm actually going to start off with him. Try to get a round 1 win. Sinister can do the penny fight. Interesting. All right, let's see if I can get a little bit better of a result than I did last time. Although I really do think Iron Man's going to get me a good score, so I'm not too worried about it. Also feels good to take the America Chavez off the board. All right, let's go. Last time I tried to trigger Rage and it didn't trigger, so I don't know. There we go. Now that's how it's supposed to go. That's how it's supposed to go. I love it. I love it. All right. When the video comes out tomorrow, if you see it, remember this, because I'm pretty sure I say in the video, like, I've achieved better results than the one I was able to show you all. That's a perfect example. If he throws a special 3, obviously I don't want him to, but we're going to heal it all back. We're going to heal it all back, and you're unblockable. So that wake up intercept is significantly easier to pull off. We also got into one of those really nice situations. They're hard to, I still struggle to pull them off intentionally all the time, but like where the, not the terminal velocity, I always forget the name of his green thing that makes him do the counter evade punish. You can get that like on cooldown. I know DLL recently kind of explained it to some folks, because I saw people in the Discord server talking about it, where you can use your striker and things like that. So, best counter for Havoc? Like, who is the best counter for Havoc? Gotta be one of those tech champions. Like, I love Lady Deathstrike in general, but one of the techs with armor ups that doesn't do energy damage, that sort of thing. He's got counters now. I think for him it's the power drain. Do the power drain or power steal too, that goes against him. Is there a particular node, or are you just talking about like in general? Havoc's a good champion. Ultron is pretty good for Havoc. Old Man Easy knows this game really well, so you can definitely listen to him. I'm curious about that Sinister versus Penny idea. Jomon? Sinister is amazing though, so it's not like shocking me. Who do I still need? Okay, I kind of need to win this one. I'm not claiming. I really do want to win this one. Otherwise, I think they've got me in round 3. I wouldn't have normally. I would have probably used Luke for this fight instead. But I'm not that comfortable with Luke versus Onslaught yet. I should probably should use that. This is an opportunity to try. Wow, it's almost like Onslaught knew what I was doing. Yeah. Yeah, Onslaught's playing me like a fiddle right now. I deserve this. I should have just used Luke. Warlock. Yeah, Warlock is a great counter to Havoc. Sinister takes her very easily. Just push her to SP2. You're talking about in this meta, bud, or just in general? Well, like I said, they're all not going to be pretty victories. There's a reason why I rank my defenders. I feel bad for my opponent there. They deserve to win. But it is what it is. I'll take it. I'll take the win. Oh, the objectives didn't reset. Am I at least getting credit for the daily super event? Yeah, cool. All right. Much like DLL, I see how much time's gone by. We'll do at least one more BG's match though. All right. Don't feel bad. They were. Oh, is that what it was? I don't know. You sure? Because, well, the fight with Hulk, although Enchantress can do that to you if she gets the mist going. The fight with America versus Iron Man Infinity War didn't have me thinking they were a point farmer. They probably assumed I knew it was going to do a much better job against the Onslaught. Who knows? I always have trouble with that stuff. Like even in, okay, I did not want this popping up right now. That is bad timing. But like even when it looks like people have like quit out, I try to in videos be like, I don't know if they quit out. I don't know if the game disconnected. I have no idea. Like we've been there, right? Like, okay, this really is not. Could we not have me select tier 6 cost catalyst during that screen, please? Okay, I don't have time to go through their roster. That's fine. I know I don't want. Okay. Oh, there's a spiral. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. But hey, at least I got the 5% tier 6 class catalyst I wanted. Right? Those are the. See, you got to focus on the important stuff, guys. You gotta focus on the important things. All right. Let's get back into the matter at hand. Nefaria opened my eyes a little bit there. Let's see. Speaking of opening your eyes, Nefaria, man, that facelift, they went a little too strong on your facelift, man. They went a little too strong. We got America Chavez on the board, so I am not drafting my Serpent, but I will draft my Luke Cage. Although, yeah, now we're good. Truth. I love, you know what, man? All you like really skilled players, what would it cost to get you guys to BG boycott every season? Because I really enjoyed my Battlegrounds experience. It has been much easier to stay in Mysterium this season without y'all up there. And I realized you're often not in Mysterium. But what you do is you kick some of those people who normally are in Mysterium, you would be kicking them down into Mysterium. So I really enjoyed you ultra high skill top 100 players not being there. All right, let me see. What have I done to myself? Is NTW immune? I don't think she's got any immunities. Right? I'll just pick Penny. See what happens. Or that's not even Penny. That's Kate. I did not pay attention to this draft at all. I just sent you another cool Weapon X matchup online when you get a chance. Oh, thanks, Liam. Appreciate it. John, I do see your comment, buddy. I paid so little attention to this whole thing that I will. I'll get back to you in a minute on the question. In fact, what are you saying? Because I'm gonna get my butt kicked anyways. Once you get this one. Oh, you're explaining how to use Sinister. Thank you. All right, I'll take a look at that. Yeah. Let's do this. This will decide if Nefaria is actually good or not. None of that nonsense against easy champions like Sasquatch. Yeah, crit fail. Shoot. I lost my charges. So this isn't Nefaria's fault. Yeah, Nefaria can do a better play. Do you all use him for that match? Do any of you use him for that matchup? Out of curiosity, for Domino, with his heal back and all that. Curious, actually. I might take a look at him. We might take a look at him again after this. I'm liking him more than I thought I would. You can Captain Judah 50k that, but I have no idea how he does. All right, I'll ask him. He's got a rank 3, I assume. J-Roll, what's up, buddy? I know you were here earlier. You've done Count vs. Domino and finished 100% health. Okay. Okay. J-Roll, do you think it takes like extremely high skill to pull that off, or luck? And is it just this meta? That's the other thing that's really hard for me to try to decipher here about. You know what? I'm struggling to get the my forward swipe animation is not working. You think it's a bit lucky, to be honest. You can, so this is all J-Will for people listening at home. And obviously, if you don't know J-Will, one of the best players in the world. I think it's a bit lucky, to be honest. You can do decent, but most of the time you will take damage. Okay. I mean, but an emergency, like break glass in case emergency counter to Domino, like that's pretty good. You know, like that's not the target matchup. I know TJ loves him. I'll check in with TJ too. Jesus said it was RNG. All right, well, that's a Domino matchup. That felt like that could have gone a lot better. The my matchup versus that Domino. Jomon, I said I'd go back to home. So once you get SB1 fired off and the degen does a massive damage, and if you can pause it better, will not repeat what I mentioned above in this meta. This is for Mr. Sinister versus Penny. I have done many fights with my unduped R3 Sinister against a Penny or 3 duped and came out with full health bar, or at least 90%. That's a big deal. It could take a while depending. Yeah, Sinister's been interesting for me. Like I have not used him offensively as much as I had hoped. But that's not his fault. That's just more my comfort level with champions, and I think metas too. Like I think last season, if I remember correctly, maybe he wasn't the best or something like that. But he's been great. Oh yeah, GG's, dude. This is a tough meta. GG's. You know what? I'm having fun. Y'all are hanging out, so maybe let's do one more. How dare Truth Comic? What did I say? Here you. Oh, it's back to my as if I'm for sale. Hit me on DM. All right, buddy. All right. Do I? Could I use like a coupon? Can I use like a coupon? It's like pay for one, get the rest of Celestial for free, or something like that. You know, like 50% off. That'd be good. All right, let's do one more. and then we will check in on... Actually, let me check, make sure nothing's come up. This is why I don't stream more. I have so much fun doing it, and then I'm up till like 1 in the morning catching up on things. Yeah, so far not so bad. Okay, let's do one more. Huh? Luck is on my side right now. Luck is on my side, and then we'll look at Nefaria. What DL is explaining makes a lot of sense, and that's often something I'll point out, or like that sort of theme on why I like a champion so much. Is it's like, yeah, look, the ceiling on their ideal matchups or where you can use them is great, and you can use them in a variety of spaces. But if something's in your way, something's making parts of their kit inaccessible, they're still really good. I love champions like that. So part of me is making me wonder if I need to think about how I'm framing Nefaria. Oddly, interesting enough, like for those who don't know, DL and I have played this game together since literally day one of War Seasons. So a lot of like how I learned to play the game, things like that, were via him being the Alliance leader, Battlegrounds leader, or War planner, and things like that. I'm not going to say we think about the game exactly the same way. I think we actually are pretty different. If you know our channels and our personalities, I don't think that's a surprise. But he often knows what I like in a champion, and what he was explaining makes a lot of sense. I think I need to revisit Nefaria, especially with having a rank 2. Yeah. I don't think there's much of a defensive side to him, though, and I do like my dual threats. So we'll see. Old Man Easy, I need to really try Count N without using his evade and see how he works. I think so, too, and I felt like, trying to stream and everything, I think I messed up an opportunity to use my charges properly with that domino fight, and because of that, that made that fight take significantly longer. And that was just pure gameplay error. Like, it wasn't like something happened that forced me to do that. You know what? I want to see if this guy can pull, or if this player can pull things off with that crossbow. So I'm not going to ban him, even though I would normally be getting rid of that crossbones in a heartbeat. Yeah, let's do this. This will work. I guess I could have banned the Spider Punk, but I like Spider Punk, so we'll keep him in there. Ooh, they took my Iron Man Infinity War. I'm like almost clueless now. I like don't know what to do. What's that, Depression Tito? So I've actually pulled off some fights with crossbones that surprised me, because you can get the damage going so fast, and because the this is interesting what Cause is saying right here. Is with the special bias on the defender, you almost end up in these situations where you're a-okay. It's an interesting thing, and because crossbows can do so much damage, you just go about it. Like, you just go about your business, and you're fine. I had some fights go very sideways, and my crossbones is rank 2, so that's why I removed him. But that was only just like a couple of days ago. The Iron Man Infinity War was straight off the morning vid. I mean, it was a smart play. He's been a beast for me, an absolute beast. I should pay attention to what I'm doing. So let's get him in here. Do we have a domino counter? No, we really don't. Let's do Onslaught. Onslaught's good dual threat. X-Bone turns off everything except Spite. Yeah. Oh, dude, he's great. I'm all with you. I just have struggled. I have struggled, and I'm okay admitting it. Let's see here. We've got a counter for Sassy. We could make do. We could make up a counter for Domino. Do I need defenders? Nah, we're all right. I guess we could take Hulk. Take Hulk. I've been working on the SB1 strategy with Hulk. Still make some mistakes sometimes, but I am really enjoying it. I actually use him in AQ a lot. and been using it there. I think everyone knows, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, but it's basically like get the SB1 stun in before you go into, I don't remember what he calls his mechanic. It's likely called Rage. And then you kind of like are able to double up on your stuns, and then he goes into Rage, and you just do massive, massive damage while the defender is completely stun locked. A lot of it's timing and things like that. So, yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. I think I got problems. I think I've got some serious problems the second those buffs fall off me. Would really love better Rage RNG if that's possible. Yeah, I'm dead. VG, what's up, buddy? I feel like I just wasted one of my favorite attackers. Oh, still alive? Still alive. That's a surprise. I thought I was dead for sure. I actually like put down my phone. And join AQ. So not only did I get to select my tier 6 class catalyst earlier while trying to do Battlegrounds, now I can join AQ. We will not be doing that. We will not be doing that. Maybe Enchantress is going to hold down the fort. It is tough to get Spider-Punk rolling. You really got to know those evades. They could do this though. I wouldn't be surprised to see them come out of there with a decent health bar. The fight just takes a while. They know the evades and all that stuff. We should probably look at the matchups. Yeah, we're looking all right. If we win this one, we're looking okay. Maybe Enchantress. Oh, they had enough health. Nice job. Hopefully they weren't a pauser. Never like that. I never like looking back later. But it's within the rules of the game. It ain't cheating. It ain't cheating. I think we're about to see Shuri. Let's see though. America, interesting. I've seen people do this with America. I wish I could see their fight. But imagine just kind of do what I should have done against Bullseye and just abuse the node with her negative zone. What? She crossed the bar while the special was in the air, right? Is that what happened? Because I was not unlucky when she threw that. Did anyone actually see that? Was anyone actually watching and see the order that went down? I would bet a lot of money I was not unlucky when she threw that, which is the only reason why I went to Dexit. This is why people bring up their own streams. I should do that. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. I think that's a sign that we should call it. We'll take a look at Nefaria again really quick, and then I think we're calling the stream. When that happens, it's usually a sign. Pablo, is that what happened? Because when I looked up after I got hit, yeah, you got unlucky during the special itself. All right, what are you gonna do? This is what we were saying, man. Domino, dude. She's just got so much you've got to be aware of. All right. I don't want to quit out because I do want to give them the cat suit. I almost never quit out. Sometimes I'll have to walk away because something will call my attention, but I want to at least give them the cat salute. They won fair and square. They earned it. They deserve it. GG's. Salute. Do you still get your points for the Alliance event and all that stuff if you quit out? Domino's a permaban for me, and BG's I hate fighting her. Yeah, dude, she's just like, there's stuff like that. Like, if that hadn't happened to me, obviously that's not something I would have ever thought about. Like, there was nothing in my mind that was thinking, I need to pay attention to in case the power has her cross a bar after she's already thrown. But it makes perfect sense. Like, once it happens, it makes perfect sense. I don't think I'm at 236 anymore. Yeah, 221. Yeah, I think this happens to me like every season. I'm sitting in Mysterium 1, I'll get knocked down to 2 or 3, I get back to Mysterium 1, I'm like, Celestial's not that far away. I should really try. And then I'm like, no, idiot. You've got other things you have to do. But once you start trying, then you're not going to want to quit. So Nefaria. I'm lucky enough that I've got him already at 640. If I remember correctly, this was like, he just becomes better in the fights you were already using him. So during Ionic Overcharge, passive regenerate, health denied. Yeah. I mean, which is great, right? But you've got to be denying regen to begin with, each tick. So this just doesn't come in your standard fight. Does this come in for BGs? Does anyone know? Has anyone paid a ton of attention? I'll have to ask the Illuminati. When the opponent gets 50% of a bar of power from a passive or buff within 5 seconds, or 0.5 seconds, instantly gain. So that's the Nick Fury counter, right? Oh no, this is only for bar of power. There's something in there that makes him the Nick Fury counter. At least I thought it was. This also triggers when they gain. Oh, there it is. 12.5 of their max health for any reason. So that's what makes him the Nick Fury counter, if I remember correctly from my video. Counter fires bodies composed of energy, grinding immunity, power steal, and bleed. Okay. 90% shock and incinerate, which is nice. There's a catch to the bleed resistance, if I remember correctly, though, or the bleed immunity. When the opponent fills a bar of power, they gain 15 stored energy. Every 1% of the opponent's max health or power they would gain from a buff or passive, they gain 2 stored. Okay, so this is why he's doing well in power gain meta. Okay, 100% is... When evading counterattacks on hit, this deals... Okay, so this is the energy damage and the buildups. If the opponent's special attacks punish... I'm sure that I did not do this every time to Sasquatch. I'll have to go back and watch that. Probably should watch Pepe's fight to see if he pulled that off every single time. The punish of it. Sassy's specials are relatively easy to do that too. Again, relatively. I'm not saying they just default are. Okay, Ionic Overcharge. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I see why people love him so much. I still have my concerns, but maybe I think we're going to get a lot of the people who are like fully going all in, which I'm almost certainly going to for Cyber Weekend. I think we're going to have a lot of rank 3 materials, and I'll look at him. Maybe I'll almost force him in, because there's champions like this where taking him to rank 3 just makes a massive difference. Me, the rank 2 still feel like the 6-star 5 ascendeds, but the rank 3, I feel like I feel it. I feel it in a lot of champions. You do not get points if you quit, as far as I know. Yeah, I've always just been scared to do it. Plus, like I said, especially like being a content creator, I'm like, I don't know. Like, there's a chance they watch my videos or something. And I think, I don't know. I think it feels good when someone's like, hey, you beat me. Good job. Congratulations. I just want to give people that moment. They earned it. You don't have a 7-star Howard the Duck? I do, just not awakened. Which is what Veneer's saying. Thank you for subscribing, Mauricio. He does great against Domino. Always use him for... Mauricio, are you talking about Howard the Duck Bud or Nefaria? Pretty sure you're talking about Howard the Duck. All right, y'all. I think we are done for the day. As I've talked about, I love streaming, but it's not something I can always do. I'll try to do it more again. You know what, guys? My boy, Tom Jarvis, honestly, an amazing guy. Got to hang out, got to actually meet him for the first time ever at the Austin meetup. I've played the game with him, though, for years. He's incredibly smart, incredibly kind, incredibly helpful. Please go raid him. He, super high skill player. He'll tell you he's not, but he is. Super high skill player. Please go raid TJ, give him a sub, tell him I said hello. He's in the Illuminati. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. And huge thank you to Scott Block for the donation. Thank you to DLL for hanging out, dropping all that knowledge on everyone. And huge thank you to Pepe and Bero for the incredible show of knowledge and skill. Congratulations to Bero, the first VBC champion to successfully defend his title. Does it against Pepe. Incredible. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope you all have a great week. I will almost definitely be streaming Friday morning for the Cyber Weekend, Black Friday, Hunters Market deals, just doing that analysis and that sort of thing. We really enjoy doing it. So make sure you stop by. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Take care.